Most people these days are using the internet to meet people. Most people are signing up to be on these dating websites. However, one woman signed up for marriage, not murder. But she was wrong. She was dead wrong. How did online dating turn into the brutal attack of one woman and the murder of another one? Let's find out right now. Wicked Wednesday, my Cajun cuties. Yes, it's me, Anne Marie, aka the Cajun Crime Queen from Carencro, Louisiana. Cajun born, Cajun bred, and when I die, I'll be Cajun dead. I hope after this video that you like, subscribe, and comment, and don't forget to press notification bell so you never miss a video from me, Anne Marie. And as always, I want to thank all of you for joining me on this Wicked Wednesday evening as we discuss another true crime case. Today we are traveling back to January of 2011 in Las Vegas, Nevada, when a brutal attack on a woman took place. But before we begin this true crime video, I want to tell y'all what happened to me in Las Vegas the year 2020. As you all know, everything was shut down in 2020 due to COVID. My brother and I were taking our 3 little girls to a vacation. His oldest daughter and my 2 little ones. We were so excited. We were going to Los Angeles. However, they shut down Los Angeles in the summer of 2020. There was nothing really open. We couldn't really do anything. So we decided to take our 3 little girls to Las Vegas. And when we arrived in Las Vegas, there wasn't really anything for the girls to do because they were all under the age of 21. They were all under the age of 18. We were having fun. We took them shopping. We took them walking around. We took them to different casinos. We showed them where Elvis performed. We showed them the Strip. And then all of a sudden, we got into the elevator to go up to our room. And my little girl, who was 8 years old at the time, my baby, my brother's oldest was 17, and my baby was 8, and my oldest daughter was 15 at the time. And my little one looked at me and she says, "Mommy, that lady wasn't following the rules in the arcade. She was smoking." I looked at my brother. I was like, "Baby, we didn't go to the arcade. We never went to the arcade. What are you talking about?" She said, "Oh, yes, we did, Mommy. Every hotel has an arcade." I'm like, "No." She's like, "Oh, yes. When you walk in, all the lights are going. There's people cheering. You can win prizes. You can win money." My little 8-year-old thought all of the casinos were arcades. And I thought that was so funny. It was hilarious because she didn't know any better. She thought a casino meant there was an arcade because you win prizes and people were yelling. It was the cutest little thing. So that's my Las Vegas story. Las Vegas is a very, very lucky place. People go there to win money. They gamble. Everyone says they get lucky in Las Vegas. However, for Mary Kay Beckham, she wasn't quite lucky in Las Vegas. She had recently lost her longtime boyfriend in 2009. The year was 2010, and she was struggling with the loss of her boyfriend. She missed him tremendously. She was so tired of being so lonely. She was tired of doing everything by herself. It had been a year since she lost him, and she was finally ready for a companion. She wanted to get back out there, and she wanted to start dating. Mary Kay Beckham decides that she wants to turn to online dating in order to meet someone. She wants to meet someone. She goes down to the Strip. She takes pictures of herself. She lives in Las Vegas. How exciting is that? She uploads her profile picture, and her profile is ready to go. Now, I'm going to talk to you right now about online dating because in some cases, it's a good thing. In some cases, it could be very dangerous. Number one, online dating. A lot of people meet these days online. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, dating websites is just a thing to do because a lot of people like to stay at home. You don't have to leave your house and you can sit right there at your computer and you can meet someone. It's very easy. And then there is the side of how dangerous it could be. You are sitting behind a computer speaking to someone you don't know, number one. And number two, no one else knows. It's not like when you get set up by a mutual friend and that friend knows the person. No, you are communicating with someone that you have never met and know nothing about. So you're exchanging messages back and forth. You don't exactly know who this person is. If they have this, criminal record. You don't know what the deal is sometimes, but you are willing to find out because you're wanting to find love. Mary Kay was ready to find love. And it's also very exciting because you open up that computer and you could see all the people that you match with. She decided to go with Match.com, which I've heard a lot of people on that website. And she would wake up in the morning. It was like Christmas because you never know when she's going to open up. She was just looking at all these men that wanted to be with her. And she was very particular about the kind of man she wanted. When all of a sudden, one man catches her eye. 54-year-old Wade Mitchell Ridley. He was a professional golf caddy, and he was looking for the same thing that Mary Kay was looking for. He was looking for companionship. He wanted to have fun with someone, go out to dinner, have a vacation, maybe go on the weekend, do different things, just not be lonely anymore, and maybe even find a partner in each other. They both had tons of stuff in common. They would chat every day. They would send emails back and forth. They would message back and forth. They were getting to know each other, asking each other tons of questions, going back and forth. They knew they wanted to take it to the next level. They knew they wanted to meet up, and they knew they wanted to see where this relationship would go because they were both looking for the same thing. And they both knew they had found the same thing in each other online, but could it be the same in person was the question. Mary Kay decides she is finally ready to meet Wade. They decide to go to an Italian restaurant on September 25th, 2010 in Las Vegas. She reads all the safety tips, and the safety tips say to meet your online person in a public setting. Wade did offer to pick up Mary Kay, but she says no, and that's a good thing. Don't ever meet someone that you've never met at your house. You don't know anything about them, even though you think that y'all know each other, as y'all been talking for weeks or months. Wait until you meet them a couple of times in a public setting before you bring them into your home, because your home is very private and personal. Mary Kay says she knew what he looked like because their profile pictures, they already felt like they knew each other because they had answered so many questions when getting to know each other. Do you like the Yankees? Do you like Marilyn Monroe? Do you like sports? Do you like to go shopping? All these questions were already answered. The ice was broken and they had a wonderful time. Mary Kay says that Wade was the perfect, polite gentleman. He was charming, he was sweet, he was nice, and they had an amazing time. Mary Kay says she even called one of her friends after the date to tell her friend how much of a good time she had. She was just glowing. She was so excited. 2 days later, Wade texts her and says, hey, I'm in the area. Why don't we go to lunch? She accepts. She says they have a wonderful time. The third date, they go out to dinner. They go to the Las Vegas Strip. They walk around. They just have a great time, the time of their life. And Mary Kay says, this is really awesome. I can get used to this. They both wanted more than just someone they meet up and have dinner with. They wanted to take it to the next level, maybe even be boyfriend and girlfriend. They were both in their 50s and wanted to settle down. Mary Kay says she wanted to introduce Wade to her friends, so she invited Wade to a golf tournament in Las Vegas. As you all know, he was a professional golf caddy, so she figured he would enjoy it. Now, when meeting your friends up to meet your new partner is a huge deal because your friends are going to be brutally honest with you. They're going to tell you what they like, what they dislike about your partner. So Mary Kay knew this, and she wanted to see what her friends had to say. She wanted to know if they liked him, if they disliked him. She wanted to see how he would interact with other people in a setting, and going out to dinner, being out all day on the town at this golf tournament. She wanted to know exactly what her friends thought about Wade. Now, for me, y'all, I don't really mess with a lot of people. I got like 2 or 3 friends. I like to stay home. I don't like to do much. So for me, it's a big deal when my partner meets my family because they are my life. They are a huge deal to me. So that is a big deal. And Mary Kay was so excited for him to meet all of her friends. Mary Kay says the first day of the tournament, the Saturday, everything was going very well. All of her friends loved Wade. One of her friends was having trouble with a golf swing, and Wade took time out of his day to help her friend learn how to swing a golf club. So everything was going perfect. All of her friends said he was the perfect, polite gentleman and very charming, very attentive to Mary Kay. They all had dinner. They were all smiling. They were all happy. Mary Kay says it went so well that she even invited Wade the next day, the Sunday, to the same golf tournament. She says that she felt so comfortable with Wade that she agreed for him to pick her up at her house. She was very excited to start another day and to be around her friends again. However, this day was very different. She says that when Wade arrived at her home, she felt something was very off. She said he seemed very uneasy. Something wasn't right. He wasn't his nice, charming self. He seemed very on edge. She says they loaded up the car. She got in the car. She also says that her phone goes off all day long. She says that she gets text messages, voicemails, emails, everything goes off, and she's a real estate agent. When all of a sudden, Wade says, "Are you still talking to someone online?" She says, "No, what are you talking about? I closed my account. I'm not talking to anyone." He keeps looking over her shoulder, which makes her extremely uncomfortable, especially knowing she's doing nothing wrong. And that's a huge pet peeve of mine. My phone is very personal to me. I do not want anybody going through my phone and looking over me while I'm doing something. It's not the right thing to do. Even though I'm not doing something, like a lot of times my phone will go off and I'll look at my man, I'll be like, "Babe, who's texting me?" Yeah, something like that. But when they're constantly over your shoulder trying to see what you're doing, who you texting, what you're saying, that's not a good thing to do. It's not a good thing to do. And Mary Kay said, "Look, stop." When all of a sudden he kept trying to grab her phone, she goes, "What do you need? Why do you want my phone? I'm not talking to anyone." He says, "Oh, the World Series is going on. I want to check the score." She's like, "I'll tell you the score. I'll tell you the score. Don't worry. Let me look it up for you." But he would not stop. He wanted her phone, and she was not going to give him her phone. And more power to her. Don't give somebody your phone just because they ask for it. That's your personal phone. Even though you're not doing nothing wrong, no one has the right to take your phone away from you. But he just was very persistent and kept saying, "I want your phone to check the score." She said no. When Mary Kay and Wade arrive at the golf tournament, things become even more weird. Wade starts digging in Mary Kay's purse. He won't stop digging in her purse, picking it up, looking for things in it. And that is a big no-no for me as well. Don't go through my purse. That is a very private, personal item to a person. Do not go in their purse. If they tell you, "Hey, I have a pen in my purse," just bring them their purse and they will find it for you. But Wade would not stop because he wanted possession of Mary Kay's phone. Like, "Sweetie pie, you don't have your own phone? You don't have a phone? You can't look at your own phone and see the score for the World Series? It's on a big TV? What's up?" But he would not stop digging in her purse to have possession of her phone. She would not give him her phone or her purse. Everything was, kind of okay during the day. Then that evening, Mary Kay and Wade have dinner with Mary Kay's two friends, a husband and a wife. Wade finds out that this man is a professional hockey player, and he starts name dropping. "Oh, I know this person, I know that person," when they knew good and well he didn't know these people that he was talking about. They knew that. He was like very showy. He was showing off. He was just being bigger. He wanted control of the conversation. And then Mary Kay got into a conversation about work, and she was taking this class for work. And her friend said, "Oh, you don't need to take that class. Don't worry about it." She's like, "No, I want to take it." They were kind of going back and forth, just talking about work. Well, Wade had enough and thought they were being abusive toward Mary Kay. So he lost his mind. He was going off on everybody. He got up, he leaves the table, he walks out, he goes sit in the car. And that's when Mary Kay's friends tell her, "Look, you need to get rid of this dude. I don't know what's wrong with him. He doesn't sound right. He sounds like he's very controlling. He's been off all day. Something is not right." She said, "Yeah, I agree." Mary Kay gets in the car with Wade. They're driving. He said, "You humiliated me." She goes, "No, you humiliate yourself by getting up from the table, walking away, not telling my friends bye. That wasn't the right thing to do. You were very rude." They arrive at Mary Kay's house. He, I guess, wants to go in. She's like, "Look, it's been a long day. I have a long day tomorrow. I'm very tired. Let's just call it a night and I'll talk to you tomorrow." They're both very upset. They say, okay. But he is not finished with the argument. The next day comes and he is messaging Mary Kay, sending her very hurtful, hateful, mean messages, and she just can't take it. She said it's dozens of messages, and he can't take the fact that Mary Kay didn't take up for him. He sounds to me like a narcissist. Mary Kay keeps getting dozens of messages from Wade daily. She says that every time she responds, it would be like one response and it would be like 20 for Wade. She said she just felt like she was fueling the fire. She was throwing gasoline on the fire. And for narcissists, they hate rejection. So they have to constantly be in contact, constantly be in control. And she finally had enough and just stopped responding. And when she stopped responding, he just stopped. No phone calls, no text messages, no voicemails, no emails, nothing. He completely stopped. For 3 months, she hadn't heard anything from Wade, nothing. She says that she didn't think about him. He was out of her life and her life was just moving on. When all of a sudden, one night in January of 2011, Mary Kay had just had dinner with friends. She is walking up to her garage, phone in one hand, she's speaking on the phone to someone. In the other hand, she's holding her keys. And as she's walking up to her garage, she is violently, viciously attacked with a knife. Someone comes out of nowhere and starts attacking Mary Kay. She is stabbed 10 times, and when the knife finally broke, the person stomped on Mary Kay's head. All of a sudden, the neighbor calls 911, and the perpetrator flees the scene. Mary Kay was in just the worst condition, the worst possible condition. Even the ambulance says that she wouldn't make it. Mary Kay couldn't figure out who on earth would do this to her. Who would want to hurt her? She had no enemies at all. She couldn't figure it out. The police start asking her friends, hey, do you know someone that would hurt Mary Kay? And ding, ding, ding. That's when her friends say, well, she was involved with this guy she met online named Wade Wrigley. Maybe I want to check him out. So the police started looking for Wade, and they finally tracked him down 300 miles away in Phoenix, Arizona. And what on earth would he be doing in Phoenix, Arizona? Well, he was tracking down his ex-girlfriend, Stacy. He wanted to talk to her, wanted to see her, but why? Why would he want to speak to his ex-girlfriend, Stacy? What was going on? Did he want to be with her? Were they in a relationship? Did he hurt her? Did he do something to her? For some ungodly reason, he wanted to be in contact with Stacy, and he drove to Phoenix to be in contact with her. And the police wanted to know, why was he in Phoenix? What was his purpose? And did he hurt Mary Kay Beckham? And remember, when a person is attacked with a knife or a sharp object or any type of object, you are very up close and personal with your victim. You are right there in their face. It's not like you're shooting a firearm from across the room. You're in a distance. No, you're right there with your victim. So whoever committed this crime on Mary Kay was very up close and personal to her. This was a very personal situation. I mean, whatever went wrong, this person was very upset with Mary Kay and wanted to violently attack her. The police finally tracked down Wade's ex, Stacy. And Wade's ex, Stacy, has been brutally stabbed to death in her home. So the police know that Wade had something to do with this and something to do with the attack on Mary Kay Beckham. They finally tracked down Wade Wrigley in a Las Vegas casino parking lot. And when they find Wade, he confesses to everything. He says that he murdered his ex-girlfriend, Stacy. He says that he attacked Mary Kay Beckham. He even says that he stole Stacy's vehicle and used her phone to call Mary Kay's work to see if she was dead or alive. He didn't know if she was okay, if she had survived the attack. He didn't know if she was dead. And if she was still alive, he wanted to go back to Las Vegas to finish her off. Can you believe that? Can you believe how sick this man was? He says that he had demons in his brain, eating away at his brain, and this was the only way to stop these demons was to hurt people. So Wade Wrigley receives 70 years in prison. However, he will not serve his full sentence. On April 29, 2012, Wade Wrigley takes his own life. This was his last act of control, in my opinion. He was a narcissist and couldn't accept the fact that he had all of this rejection and wanted to take control and take his own life. Mary Kay makes a full recovery. She is fine. She is doing well. She never goes out on an online date again, and she drew the line. She says, no more online dating for me. I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. I'm going to meet someone. Mary Kay is now in a relationship with a man that she met through mutual friends. She is doing fine. She is doing wonderful, and says that she is the happiest she's ever been. My final thought, I always give y'all my final thought. And my final thought is I want all of you to be very careful. Be very careful when you're meeting people online. Yes, it's fun. It's exciting. You get to know each other. And a lot of people don't like to leave their house. Me, Anne-Marie, I don't like to go anywhere. I'm very lazy. If someone told me now I had to go out and find a boyfriend, no. I am very lazy. There's no way I would start meeting people at bars or clubs or things like that. No, I'd rather sit down at my house, and I would rather meet someone online if I had to do it all over again. I am so happy that I have a man, that this is it for me forever. But for y'all that want a relationship, I want all of you to read the safety tips. I want all of y'all to look at the people that y'all are speaking to. Look at their profile. Look to see what they're doing. Have you heard about their kids? Have you heard about their family? See how they treat their kids. See how they speak about an ex. That's a big deal. When you hear someone say, oh, my ex was crazy, of course, we're all going to say our ex was crazy. Well, of course, we're all going to say that. But why are they crazy? Why did you make that person crazy? What happened? What did you do? What did they do? Always find out these answers. You know what I mean? Like, always ask these questions. Always look into the person, because you never know. And don't let anybody ever come to your house. Make sure you know them for a while. Mary Kay did all the correct steps. She did everything right. However, he found her and he tried to murder her. So I want all of you to always be careful. I hope after this video that you like, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to press the notification bell so you never miss a video from me, Anne-Marie. And as always, stay safe. Always be aware of your surroundings, and always know that I'm here for each and every one of y'all. I want all of y'all to stay safe. I don't want to read about any of y'all online. I don't want anything to happen to y'all. I want y'all to always, always, always remember to stay safe. Always know that y'all can always, hit me up. If y'all have any questions, if y'all need any safety tips, y'all can also look online. Anything y'all need, I'm here for y'all. And as always, thank you all for the love and support. And for you, I am truly grateful. I will see y'all next week with more Cajun Crime Queen videos next Wednesday. And as always, I love each and every one of y'all. And I hope y'all have an amazing night and a great weekend. Bye.